This one been a battle so far. Taking a look at the current standing, Derek Drake 2-2 for 4, Mitchell Falk 4-1 for 5, Seth Hamaker 1-4 for 5, Tanner Stack 3-3-6.
Yeah, we basically have a four-way tie, or four riders within 1 point, going into one of the most coveted classes here at Loretta's. Bell helmets, whole shot on the line, and it's Derek Drake under pressure getting it done.
And we're about to untie it, is what we're about to do right now. We're taking a good look at that whole shot by Derek Drake. But all of a sudden, look at this. A new leader. Is that it is. It's the number 51 machine. That's Seth Hamaker now putting himself in the number 1 position. Hamaker has a point to prove. Ran into some bad luck in one of the earlier motors. Fell over a couple times. But man, oh man, Hamaker going at him. But
Drake.
Look at this. Drake not having any of it. Derek Drake. Holy cow, they come together. They literally touch elbows. Jason Wygant as they work their way back into Storyland. Drake digging a foot in. Here comes number 51 one more time. What's going to happen?
And I think that might be Mitchell Falk behind them in third. So another one of the title contenders. They've all started together. Where's Tanner Stack? He's also got a shot at this. Wheel-to-wheel, Hamaker and Drake. Hamaker almost had the pass on the inside.
Coming back into view right down here in the beach in front of the grandstands. Holy cow, Hamaker goes down. Both riders down.
Unbelievable.
Derek Drake and Hamaker both down, picking them back up in a hurry right now. Who's going to get back
on
no,
Hamaker falls down
Hamaker
again.
loses his bike. Holy cow, it got ripped out of his hands, Weege, by a passing rider.
Disaster strikes. He was in a rush to get up. It looked like he was going to edge ahead of Drake. Instead, he drops the motorcycle for a second time. And the benefactor is Mitchell Falk. Well, there were 3 close calls between Hamaker and Drake almost hitting each other. And then finally the third time was a charm or not, because they both hit the ground.
That's that intensity level. Holy cow. One spot, both guys wanted it, both got there at the same time, and disaster.
So here is Drake out front. Lance Kobush second. Jair Mitchell third. Dustin Winter fourth. Andy Dinicole is fifth.
Hamaker all the way back to 20th position. Holy cow. Rodney come up, noted that right away. I'm scanning. I'm going 9, 10, 11. Clear down at the bottom of the screen. So tough break right there for Hamaker. Not unlike that he's already seen this week. Already had a couple tough breaks. But man, oh man, Drake and Hamaker were prepared for battle. All right, taking a look at it now, got a good view.
Yeah, that's Lance Kobush we're taking a look at right now, the number 2 rider, who's running a couple seconds off pace of the 33 of Derek Drake, who, wow, threaded some needles, got through some tight situations. You could say that maybe he was greased up in that vat of lard there before the race, so he could squeak right on through that stuff, and Drake is certainly trying to stretch things out. That's a point, by the way. Lance Kobush, Jair Mitchell in the number 3 spot, Dustin Winter in 4th. and 5th place. Andy Dinicole, 6th place. Mitchell Falk. Tanner Stack is 7th. Hunter Schlosser in 8th. Wyatt Lyonsmith back in the number 9 spot. And rounding out the top 10 is Nathan Hammond. As we pointed out, Seth Hamaker was 20th place position at the end of lap number 1 after going down at least twice, having the bike ripped from his hands and trying to remount, refire that machine. And as we roll around for lap 2 complete, the way we see our top 10, it's Drake and Kobush and Winter 1, 2, and 3. Mitchell is 4th now. Tanner Stack in 5th. Mitchell Falk still riding steady in 6th with Dinicole in 7th. Schlosser 8th. Wyatt Lyonsmith in 9th, and Nathan Hamlin rounding out the top 10. Seth Hamaker up to a 13th place position aboard the number 51, right behind Preston Taylor. Lap time of 1:57 in amongst 2:03s, 2:04s, and 2:02s. The fast lap, though, right now, Derek Drake turned that at a 1:53.822.
And I tell you, that makes it easily a second and a half over Kobush right now, giving him a gap of about 3 seconds. But Derek Drake, as you watch throughout the course of the week, his lap times are going to drop. the next couple laps. Then he's going to settle into that pace for a few laps, and then depending on where that position is, but I can tell you, he's just now picking up speed.
Well, right now, coming into this championship, Drake and Falk were tied, and also Seth Hamaker. Actually, it was Falk and Hamaker were tied. Drake had the lead with a 2-2, and right now he's got a 2-2-1. It was Falk and Hamaker with a 4-1 and a 1-4 tied at 5, but Tanner Stack actually gets the gimme on the misfortunes of both, well, at least on behalf of Seth Hamaker and a little bit on Falk right now as he's back, I think, what is it, the number 5 spot at this particular point. But Stack's looking at a 3-3-5 of all things for an overall third. He and Mitchell Falk are tied right now at 4-1-6 with 11 for second place position. So look at the buffer zone Derek Drake has for first place in the national championship. 6 points. Now make it 4 points as Tanner Stack making a pass in the third. So it's 3-3-3 for him and both Falk. All right, what happened, Jason Wygant?
I studied the instant replay. I went into the booth next door. Drake got the whole shot.
Right.
But under that Red Bull arch, both Hamaker and Falk were able to get by.
Really?
Then it was Falk and Hamaker that crashed into each other, and Drake. So Drake essentially went from first to third to first in half of a lap.
And we have that one spot where there's there's not really a camera, not really any vision
well,
from
it's
here.
hard to, when they go down that long short shoot up to the Red Bull arch, it's hard to see the numbers from our perspective.
Right.
So it was actually Falk and Hamaker, even worse, the losers in that situation.
Sure.
And Drake is sitting there taking advantage, and there he is right now.
And you know, Hamaker tries to remount. Another rider comes by, clips the bars, drags the bike out of his hands.
Yep.
So damage is done.
Well, let's be honest though. Drake has ridden very well this week to put himself in position to take advantage. That was not a gift, and that was only a half a lap in. Who knows what was going to happen with those three?
Right. And like I said, there's no luck here. You create your own luck down here. You have to do it 3 times. And when you've got all the main players, look at this: Drake, Stack, Falk, Cope, Rodbell, Winner. I mean, everybody's in this thing, all up there. Everybody had similar finishes, you know. So actually, might be one of the closest races to date so far.
Well, that 85 class that we saw just a few moments ago was pretty close itself, but you're right, this is very close.
Here's a replay of our crash. Now, we actually get
Falk.
to see the 62.
And there went Drake by.
There went Drake by. So my bad, everybody. A little bit of misinformation from Megawatt. But as you see, Hamaker goes to get back on that bike, loses a grip on it, away it goes, and now 6, 7, 8 more bikes pass in that time.
But at this time, Seth Hamaker has already passed his way up into 10th place since the first lap incident. That was after lap 3. We'll see where he's at the end of lap 4 as we check in with Drake, Kobush, Stack, 1, 2, and 3, Falk in 4th, Dustin Winter in 5th, Jairi Mitchell in 6th, Andy Denical in 7th, Hunter Schlosser in 8th, and there is Seth Hamaker in the number 9 spot now with Justin Rodbell rounding out the top 10. Championship-wise, Derek Drake, 2-2-1, is still the man to beat as he was coming into this one. Stack with a 3-3-3, Falk looking at 3rd overall with a 4-1-4 at this point.
Yeah, right now Stack just doing what he does. You know, looking at a potential 3-3-3. The guy is very consistent. The guy is very smooth and controlled. But right now, under just a little bit of pressure from Falk. Falk bringing the heat from behind.
So after 4, working on 5, Derek Drake looking at a lap time of 1:53.822 is his fastest. He backed it down to a 1:54.3, so only slowing down about half a second or so. But he's got that near, well, working on 7-second comfort zone that he's looking at over Lance Kobush as he's turning a 2+ second faster lap than anyone else on the racetrack right now, maybe other than Seth Hamaker if he can find a little bit of free air to run in out there.
Right now, Rodney coming up on the 10-minute mark, just about halfway into this thing. 10 minutes, 30 seconds, and I can tell you, so far, Derek Drake doing what Derek Drake does. He's out there. He's got a very consistent pace right now. Running those 154, 153s time after time. Only about a 1.5 seconds quicker, but as we've seen before, that 1.5 seconds after 5 laps, well, that ends up with an 8-second gap.
Man, this is just craziness. Again, the way this has gone all week long, and honestly, to see it all settle down in this 258 class, it's kind of refreshing to see that we've got some consistency finally starting to play through for us here, though, Megawatt.
All those 180s we saw yesterday.
Wow.
I want to tell you something. We saw guys finish 1, 2, and 3. That's their first moto. They got 23, 27, 34. You know, just an unbelievable 180.
Well, we even got the scoop here from Davey Coombs, that 125C class, that all-time heartbreaker.
Right.
Oh, yeah. For,
front wheel locked up on the last lap.
Well, I told
just
you,
literally
front wheel
locked
dug
up.
in.
Yeah, I don't know if it was from a crash or what, but that's why he DNF'd. He couldn't get the bike moving.
Yeah, the front wheel dug in. And
you saw him picking his bike up?
Yep.
Or just,
saw him picking his bike up.
Yep.
And it was obvious. I told you he hit the ground, but the wheel was already turned.
Yeah.
Well, that's why.
Yeah, front wheel locked up. I don't know exactly why.
Heartbreaker.
Took the championship away.
Heartbreaker.
Poor Rodney, you're down there getting a trophy celebration ready.
Is that Moffat? Is who that was?
Moffat,
yeah, Moffat.
I was totally thrown off on that one. We got it back in order real quick, though.
Well, he lost control of the overall, half a lap left. So Derek Drake trying to avoid that fate. Tanner Stack doing some work here, getting up to second. He's not giving up on it.
No, not at all. And you take a look at Stack, 3-3, now got himself up for a potential best of a second place in this moto. I don't think Tanner Stack's really done. He is 10 seconds behind Drake right now, but I don't think we're going to see Tanner settle. I think we're going to see him try to push, because what he needs to do is he needs to get away from Lance Kobish.
I think it might be closer than 10. I think he's closed in on this lap. I've been impressed with Stack this week. I went down to Club MX a few weeks ago to watch some of the pro riders ride. Stack was going fast for like 5 laps, and then they would pull away. So they were saying, you got to work on the endurance. This week, actually, I feel like Stack's doing his best work late in the races, so he's stepped it up.
Absolutely. Yeah. He's hung in there.
He's coming on strong right now.
Yeah, his conditioning, his endurance is absolutely there, and he's definitely acclimated to the weather if he's been to Club MX,
yeah, that's
for
true.
sure.
I mean, that's riding in a sauna down there. That helps.
That's your neck of the woods, isn't it?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'll be living in a sauna myself when I get home. Yep. I remember the days of living in Morgantown where I didn't even have air conditioning at my house. And I thought, well, it's because I go to Loretta's every year. I'm not really there in the summer. And everybody's like, what about the entire month of June? And I'm like, yeah, I guess it just never gets hot. I never realized that. It just doesn't
cool
get that
mountain
hot.
air, right?
Open the windows. So Derek Drake in control now. Yeah, so we had the whole shot. I believe it was the second and third turn, those twisties back there where Hamaker got around him. Falk got around him in the turn after the Red Bull arch. That pushed him to third. Who would have thought that third place was the best position to be in? That was actually better, because then those two took each other out.
Well, didn't I just hear you talk about that not long ago? The best position at a start or something? You and Grant talking about the best position to be in might be third place. Oh, no, last lap. You wanted to be in third place on the last lap.
Langston style. Two guys are going to take each other out for sure.
I tell you, Jason, where I want to be on that last lap with these bunch of guys, I want to be in that third place and let them do the damage.
Grant Langston up here in the tower with us. Love it. Grant Langston.
Well, 7 laps down in this one, and it is a 10-second gap between that first and second place, as the lap times have pretty much evened up, a 154.3 and a 154.8, so about a half-second difference between them. The gap now 10.7. Lance Kobish third, Falk in fourth. Hamaker now up to a 5th place position, puts him second overall with a 3.32, and the only way he's going to be able to beat right now Derek Drake for that national championship. Actually, I'm sorry, 1.45 puts him in 4th overall. The only way he's going to be able to even think about beating Derek Drake or anybody ahead of him right now is pass into first and then hope that Derek Drake has a whole lot more trouble after that.
Bad luck has bit the number 97, Rodney. Preston Taylor down here off the side of the track, helmet off, pretty much waiting for this one to come to an end. So Taylor having some bad luck. Got a 13-17 so far this week, but just not able to get it done here in Moto number 3.
Hey, folks, don't forget, after you're finished racing, you need to return your transponder to the MyLaps trailer once they are done with your motos.
So once you're done with your motos, make sure you start turning in those transponders back. So Derek Drake, man of the week, with a 2-2-1 coming into this one, and total control Double D out there. Tanner Stack running in the number 2 spot still. 10 seconds back. Lap 8. Look, they're almost matching each other on these lap times. 156.038, 156.131 there. The gap still within under 11 seconds now, just 10.8 seconds. So only gaining a half a tenth or a tenth of a second difference between these guys each lap.
It's so cool in these third motos, Rodney, because we've seen this half a dozen times. We've seen them all within the same second, like the top 4 guys separated, all running a 154 or a 155, separated by about 1 second.
Well, 4 minutes left to go in this race right now, and as Jason Wygant points out there, Seth Hammaker turning the faster laps right now to 155.524. That's not of the Moto, but late in the Moto. The fastest lap of the Moto was turned by Drake on lap 2 at a 153.8.
So Hammaker's charging. He's fastest rider on the track right now, but he's 12 seconds behind the leader.
And that's not a surprise to anybody. He's proven all week that he can be the fastest rider on the track. Yeah. There's no doubt about that. He has that reputation, but unfortunately, a little mishap and track position have cost him today. So coming down to the 3-minute mark here. Just about 3 minutes to go. Going to be seeing that 2-lap board come out, I believe, next time around. Looks like our official timer has the 2-lap card in his hand, so we're going to be seeing that come out next time our leader comes around. So as Derek Drake makes his way back through, the 2 card is out now. So 2 laps to go in your 250A. 2-lap card has come out for Derek Drake, Tanner Stack, Lance Kobush, and the rest of our 250A riders. All right, keep an eye on our leader now, Derek Drake. Coming under the Red Bull arch now, working through some lap traffic, trying not to make any mistakes, has to keep this thing on 2 wheels right now. As he enters the 10 commandments, a lot of things going through his head. Derek Drake looking at 2-2-1 for a championship here. Tanner Stack behind him with a 3-3-2 for a potential 2nd overall. Mitchell riding in the 4th position on the track right now, but sitting in a possible 3rd place overall for the week. So Drake, Stack, Kobush, Falk, Hammaker, Mitchell, all the players in this one right now. The top 6 separated by just about 25 seconds. So 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 12 seconds. So Derek Drake coming up and over the Rocky Mountain. Preparing to see the white flag here, looking for Drake, looking for that 33 machine. There he comes now.
So 10
white
laps.
Flag is out. Only 1 to go here. White flag is out.
Derek Drake, Tanner Stack, Lance Kobush will be gold, silver, and bronze. And Lance Kobush, just letting you know, a 5.63. This is his first podium trip in this class so far this week. A lot of talent in this field, as we point out, and I think that's why we see the differences in the finishes. And I don't want to say it's inconsistent, because these guys all pretty much stayed within the top 10. It's just that they finished in different spots in the top 10. And again, that goes to prove the depth of talent in this class as far as I'm concerned. Drake's going to win this with a 2.21. Tanner Stack's looking at a 3.32 for 2nd overall. Mitchell Falk a 4.14 for 3rd. So what's cool about this is we actually come into this, we got 3 different winners in the 258 class that took Moto wins, and still only one of them was able to walk away with a championship.
you know things are tight and competitive when a 1-4-5 nets you a fourth.
Right.
You know, that's when things are competitive, my man, when a 1-4-5 nets you a fourth.
And a 4-1-4 gets you third, or a 3-3-2 gets you second.
10-4, Big Rod. You got it, my man. that's the tail of the tape right here.
Yeah, that's competitive racing right there. Is exactly what that is also.
And you know what? That's amazing athletes.
Yeah.
That's ideal conditions.
Yeah.
A perfect track.
Yeah.
And, you know, the ranch, that is what it is. It's what we live for right here. This was the role model of perfect racing in an A-class level.
It most certainly is. And it is the AMA Amateur National Championship here on this Lucas Oil last lap as the fist goes in the air for Derek Drake. He goes 2-2-1 to capture the AMA #1 plate here in this class. Tanner Stack will finish up in the #2 spot, earning himself a silver, and Lance Kobush will take over the bronze position after 11 laps on board the number 99. And again, wow, Derek Drake, just a great way to put it together this week, a 2-2-1, winning the national championship.
And you know, right on cue with the A-class, Reverend Kevin Kelly makes his way into the tower right now, right on cue. Absolutely.
Well, that was a wild one. It lived up to the billing. We knew after the way Moto 2 went, it was going to be an all-out battle for this championship with 4 riders in contention for it, and it lived up to that. First lap shenanigans between Hamaker and Falk opened the door, and a very relieved Derek Drake camp here celebrating 1 title, and they want more before today is over. They're looking at that Open Pro Sport Championship, and this is essentially the battle for the coveted AMA Nicky Hayden Horizon Award. And Drake fires first with the first A-class title of the week. We're going to talk to our second and third place finishers, and then we'll crown a Moto winner and champion with Derek Drake. Let's get Kobush on up, talk about him, putting on a podium performance on the Team Green Kawasaki. And we'll also get Tanner Stack on up on the EBR Yamaha. And I'm going to try my best here when our podium celebration is over. If they're still around, I'll try to get a word with Hamaker and Falk and talk about that first lap action where they both ended up on the ground. Making scary sounds there. Solid performance. Third place. Let's hear it for Lance Kobush. Come right here to the center, Lance. Solid moto, man. Take me through it. How'd it go for you?
You know, I wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to race today. I had a really bad get-off yesterday, and luckily I'm okay. And but other than that, you know, we don't quit. We keep pushing forward. And finally, I got a good start. I've been starting dead last all week, so finally to get a start, be up there with them boys. You know I can run their pace, and you know, I got up here on the box, so couldn't be happier.
All right, good job, Lance. Who do you want to thank, my man?
Monster Energy, Kawasaki, Team Green, 3S Team, Joey Fudge, Lawson Hardwick, Michael Hicks, my family, Pro Circuit, Renthal, AP Designs, Install Graphics, Bell Helmets, Dunlop Tires, Fox, Shift, Pods, my mom and dad, the Lord Jesus Christ, 100% everybody. We've been working hard this year, and my mechanic, Chad.
Finally got to start. Put it on the podium. Let's hear it for Lance Kobush. Thank you, Lance. I'm going to move Tanner Stack on up here to the stage. Well, Tanner was in title contention as well. He knew he needed to win that one, and boy, did he give it an effort to try to get that done. He's going to end up second in the Moto. Not sure that might be good enough for second overall as well. He was keeping the heat on Drake all the way to the end. He rode hard to the checkered flag. Let's hear it for our runner-up, Tanner Stack. First of all, you had a chance for the title going into it, man. So what's the emotions when you're in the staging or you're getting ready for a big-time third moto?
Yeah, you're really just trying to focus, you know, not get the nerves get to you, just try and get a good start and lead your own race.
How'd that moto go?
It was good. I got mid-pack start. Got my way all the way up to second, I think, and yeah, I just rode that half the race. You know, didn't get to win like I wanted to, but you know, still happy.
Who do you want to thank, T-Stack?
My mom, my dad, everyone from EBR Performance, Club MX, Altus Yamaha, Tucker Rocky, Bills Pipe, VP, Pro Taper, Answer, 100%, Supercharged, Dunlop, Angel Saver, Recluse, Tamer, Get. That's who I've got. Thanks.
All right, let's hear it for Tanner Stack, second place. And now the big one. We've got a gold medal, and with it a championship. In one of the most dramatic 250A battles we've seen, with 4 riders having a shot at the title in the final moto, this man pulled it out, stayed out of the carnage, and he's your new champion of 250A. He's got your whole shot award, a gold medal. Let's hear it for Derek Drake! I'll give you this too. Now you might be looking at him holding that whole shot check. You want the photo right here? Let's get the whole shot photo right here real quick. Now you might be looking at Drake with the whole shot check and thinking, oh, he got the whole shot in this moto checked out and it was easy. It was far from it. Derek, that turned crazy on the first lap. We'll bring you over here in the shade. What was running through your mind? Quick passes by Hamaker and Falk. It was setting up to be a battle, and then they crashed.
Yeah, got the whole shot. I made a bad line choice. I cross-rutted, got 50-50 grinded a rut all the way through. I thought to myself, well, I'm lucky I didn't go down, but I did lose the 2 most critical positions, Hamaker and Falk. I'm like, okay, well, yeah, I knew I could stay with them. They were going at it hard, and I'm like, they almost hit in the air. I'm like, okay, it's a 20-minute moto. It's not a 3-lap, 5-lap sprint like local races. So, yeah, I just stayed behind them, and then sand section, they were going at it, just wide open, head shake, and they came together in a corner. It's unfortunate, but yeah, I went around them and put my head down because I know they're fast enough to stay there. It wasn't a big crash, so I knew they would pick their bikes up right away and get on it. So, yeah, I put my head down once again, and the nerves were flowing through, but held it steady for the W.
Okay, what are the emotions before a big third moto like this, and what are the emotions after it when it works out? What are you feeling right now?
Yeah, definitely. Actually, today I was a little bit more calm than yesterday. I knew I could do it because I did it 4 motos previous. So, yeah, I picked a good gate and ripped the whole shot.
All right, and what's it like now to have this big celebration?
Well, we got 1 more to go. We can't celebrate too early. We got the 4 Open Pro, so we'll celebrate at the award ceremony. So, yeah, regroup, go on the river, cool off, get a lot of food in me, and go for the 3rd moto.
Who do you want to thank?
My whole family, the Shore family. I mean, my trainer, Randy Lawrence, my mechanic, Tyler, Bren for being here, all the mechanics from TLD just driving all of our bikes out across the nation, and Red Bull, GoPro, KTM, Troy Designs, Renthal, Ethica, Adidas, Jesse for letting me stay at his house, and yeah, just being down south, and yeah, just my grandparents. There's so many people, I can't thank them enough.
All right, we're going to bring Ricky Recordis from the American Motorcyclist Association to the stage. He has a #1 plate. We will present you with the Shield Trophy. And there it is, folks. Your national champion in 250A is Derek Drake. He's got Open Pro Sport coming up, but we could celebrate a little bit here on the podium with some champagne. I'm going to go try to find Hamaker and Mitchell Falk real quick here. I know we want to run some highlights on RacerTV.com, but I think I might have them. I'm going to run under the tent here. Mitchell, let's just talk real quick about that first lap. You guys were absolutely going for it, which is what you got to do in the 3rd moto. Just what's your perspective on what happened there? That was a gnarly one.
Yeah, I got a pretty good start, and they somehow got me down the straightaway. I ended up around 5th or so, and had to make a few quick passes. Got around Seth, got around Derek, and then I had to pass him on a little split lane there, so it doesn't give me enough momentum down the straightaway, and he kind of got alongside of me and hit me in the air, and that kind of frustrated me a bit, you know, being in there and hitting each other. So then I just didn't even really think about it, just kept going, and then he got a good line around me from the sand section, and I just wanted to make sure, like, hey, you can't follow me around, so I dove it in there, but I actually really didn't hit him. He hit the hay bale on the tree, and, you know, I got stuck in his bike, so it might look like I hit him, but he hit the hay bale, and we both went down.
All right, you got 1 more to go. You're going to get some revenge here. You're going to come back strong?
Yeah, that's the plan. Just try to get another good start, maybe
change something on the bike to try to get that extra few feet out of the gate and try to run a smoother race.
Thanks, Mitchell. Let's send it back to the tower.